Can you imagine this? And the reason I think this is the 60s in the civil rights movement, you see here sit-ins. You don't see these in contemporary ordinances on First Amendment activity. But it's extraordinarily broad. First of all, it gives the city manager you have to get a permit. Even if you were going to have a little meeting on your property about deposing the city council, you'd have to get under this, you have to get permission for the city manager to do that. But it covers everything. Everything. A sentiment. And how are you going to figure that one out? It's probably even harder than the thought process. A statement, opinion, put forward to the public requires a 30-day permit from the city manager. And what's really, if you thought this was bad enough, then look what the lieutenant says. Lieutenant Pate says, well, actually, even then we can still deny the permit if it's too controversial. If this demonstrative event, as they call it, is too controversial, we can still deny the permit. So you don't even have a guarantee of getting a permit for your thought processes or political sentiments. But he can, if it's controversial, and of course, obviously this is controversial, which is why the police showed up there to start with.
The ordinance and highlighted and said, this is what you're in violation of, and you have no permit. And so I listened to him patiently, and then I said, but my rights are protected under the Constitution. These are First Amendment rights. And he went, no, well, you don't have a permit. And I said, okay, I understand that. He said, but it's after 5 p.m. and I cannot get a permit at this time. So what am I supposed to do? And at that point where Lieutenant Pate joined the conversation and asked if I was refusing to disperse. And then I said, well, what consequences do I face? And first off, the process was a citation, and which I said, well, I'll take the citation. And at that point, they said, well, we'll step it up immediately after that and arrest you. So, which of course concerned me, but I was willing to go along with that as well. And some of our members were arguing with him that we were exercising our constitutional rights, and where I brought up if these constitutional rights weren't respected in Georgetown. And Lieutenant Pate said, that's right. You know, with a smirk on his face. And I looked at Sergeant Alvarez and I said, well, you know, this is not right. You know, we're protesting this ordinance, and now you come and you tell us we have no right to even protest here in Georgetown. And again, he pointed to the permit, and I said, but that is impeding my constitutional rights. And he said, well, if you don't disperse, we've already warned you, you will be arrested.